Welcome back, everybody. Yeah, we're going to be getting into this one here for Lotus. Nice little setup early on here, but you know, a bit of bite back from Loud, if I dare say. I mean, I think expectations coming into this week, I said it the other day, it kind of rings true here. There's going to be an upset somewhere along the lines. Question of where it's going to be. Now, there was possibilities of Loud looking like they could claw it all the way back until Bang put an end to those dreams, and now SEN find themselves up a map heading into Lotus.
Well, this was the map, I believe, that Loud took away from Sentinels during Kickoff in that 2-1 game. Now, all of those maps were pretty close, 13-10, 13-11 kind of score lines. I mean, somewhat similar to what we saw on Split, but Split was powered by a pretty big comeback towards the end. And I'm taking a look at the compositions here. You got the Neon versus Neon head-to-head with Zekken against Dejazine. Okay. Now, that is one to be taking a look at. Earlier today, we saw an electric duelist head-to-head with Havoc playing against Oxy on this map. That was so much fun to watch. Yeah. But I think also there's a more tactical, strategic element that's really going to get tested. Because Lotus on the attack side does offer so many opportunities to push and pull the defense and have a really big performance from your IGL. Is Pancada going to be able to call that kind of a game? Is he going to be able to get benefits from other people, like Luxo on the lurk, like Dejazine on the entry to make his job a little easier? Are other people going to step up in the mid-rounding? It can't all fall onto Pancada when he's a brand new IGL in a position like this. No.
I mean, the comps themselves as well that these two teams are playing, quite similar in terms of how they're set up, but there's one critical difference, honestly. It's Luxo on the Vice. So, in terms of lurking opportunities, it's not going to have like a Viper wall to work around, for example.
But also, if you play, once the sides swap, if you play the Vice more as a lurking role, you're missing out on some of the value from the Thorns. Yeah. Because the Thorns should be really good at stopping Sentinels from Flood retaking. Okay. But pause that one for a moment, because Loud look like they're doing something aggressive here on the pistol.
Trying to force these players, I think, out into the open. This is a trap play out through B main. Now, Senna all grouped up, though. In through C, walls up as well. There's no slowing down from this one. Looking to try and send this one. Waiting for the drone. TP forwards as well into that smoke. This is a familiar play. I've seen this one before. We've seen him already take that side control. Re-clear is going to be caught for, and that's Loud just looking for the play to be made. Salvos in the fault line. Slows down the approach at least for Sentinels, but it's still a 4v4 and a fight towards the flank. Narrate needs to win this one, and he just catches that timing. Already aware of the fact that Dejazine was going to be lurking around that spot and position.
Yeah, nice aggressive positioning.
Oh, Loud have got to do it all with just 3 players remaining. There's a TP forwards, and that's going to be into the smoke. Yeah, second quick to lay claim to that area, the map at least to try that spot here. And just 2 players left to stand here. Shoulder to shoulder is Loud in a 2v3. Time starting to tick though and get away from them. SEN realize it. How do you win this round? Feeling the squeeze, a lot of tension now from them. And the plant onto the corner as well. It's picture perfect, so you can jump into the air all you like. You're not winning this round out if you're Loud.
Pretty decent ideas from both teams here, but SEN one step ahead and also just a tad faster on their decision making. Loud knew that they needed a flank retake. They knew that they had to control spawn, but Luxo gets traded out. Pancada gets caught inside of this teleport. The small details just not quite working. You can see that Loud had a good idea of what they wanted to go for, but at this level, it's all about the small details and the speed of the execution. Loud with a 4-player stack over towards Rubble, just hoping that Sentinels go into that direction. But it's back to a C-leaning default again. They're just running over Mound.
Yeah, order presence. Pancada's going to be picking that one up.
And this is a good spot for Zelsis to be in. He can get information about the stack over here towards A without giving away a gun to the defenders. In some sense, he's just a bit of bait out here at Rubble.
Interesting trap play that Loud have got cooked up.
Yeah, this is a nice one. The salvos break the door, so you can trigger this at any time. You don't need a Viper in your composition.
As soon as the door opens up, I think. Fake presence from Zelsis. He's not going to be giving up a gun, though, inevitably, if he does try and fake presence.
But, I mean, look at what he's going to be dealing with. A stun, a Vice Flash, salvos. I mean, he is toast.
Walls up. Anticipate some level of it, and he's going to be moving around all the way. There's no way he escapes out of that one.
He's out.
He realized what was up, I think, because they sprayed at Blue Room. He pinged it immediately afterwards. He realized there's a trap play off of it, and he wanted to trigger it and get out.
Paid to lose some of these sprays.
And still going to be holding to the side, just about cleared in time. Skips backwards, Zelsa's still going to be getting one, though.
DG crossed up his own teammate there. Kawanzine didn't know what to look at. A spot here where really you just don't want to feed John QT his ultimate.
No. Players and bodies are flooding back into this one like Loud want to really take and make a go of this one. Luxo's already got the one there. Smoke cuts up a section of it, getting a bit of ground now, gaining it forwards. This is for Loud, already finding it, and the Pistols doing some decent work indeed. Luke Shaw left into that 1v1, him versus Narrate, plan position, just off to the side here. Still capable for Narrate to try and make something for it. Drops him down, now expensive overall for Sentinels, have to say that.
Very expensive. They were allowed 2 deaths and they ended up having 4, so there's going to be 2 people coming into this bonus round with lighter weaponry. Zelsis was a completely allowable death, but then in a 3v4 situation like this, some of the SEN players getting a little overwhelmed. They've got to be careful because Loud, they're going to send it. This is a team with nothing to lose right now. 0-3. And with a dangerous squad.
Is that a rebel fight? This is going to be carnage occurring. TP's up and around. Magada, he's barely alive on a shred of health, and a bit of spam will supplement that one easily, sending him straight to the grave. Any attempt from Digizine swiftly just brushed off the table.
And this wall set up right from the beginning of the round to allow a B pivot.
Luke Shaw! They line up for him, and he'll happily spray them all the way down.
This is nothing.
That's outrageous Vandal spray control from the rookie player. I mean, we've seen some remarkable things from Luke Shaw over the last couple of weeks. But that one, that might be the best so far.
Nah.
The fact he doesn't even hit the, what is that, the 5th bullet he kills Zelsis with towards the end?
That's immaculate control.
Yeah, I'd be
the
popping
spray
off.
transfer.
I'd be popping off as well.
Yeah.
That is sickening, especially because his team lost so heavy in the rubble fight. All right.
He did that.
SEN throw up the same wall, and they're like, well, I guess we'll run the strat again. The strat wasn't the problem.
Send it again. Doors opened up. It's like timing, but Senna looking to just fake the presence. Second inserted, the rest of his team now walking all the way up. What is that?
Is that a pre-fire? There's no way his reaction times are that fast.
It's crazy. Luke Shaw, though, stepping all the way back up here, in through the smoke. He just spotted the barrel off to the side here, and he hears it. Rumbling in the footsteps, and he's just missed the timing onto it once again! Oh, the whippage at play. Could have been set up for brilliance once more. But for Sentinels, they're going to take that one happily as a bit of an in. Aftershock to try and push back the blue room presence. Stun's going to be ricocheting now, and it goes both ways. Digizine's going to be getting his team all the way back in. It's a beautiful one, along with a flash. Supplementary is the util, and the kills are collected. All off the back of it.
Credit to Tui's, because he's had some really big flash rounds. That one was spectacular. The stun comes through from Cowan at the exact same time as the flash, and everybody on Sentinels looking to take that scrap. Caught dead to rights. Wow. Okay, fair enough. So he's reacting actually to the first player there, but holding so much of a crack angle, the second player dies. The Vandal giveth and the Vandal taketh away, though. A bit of a whiff in this round, but the rest of his team come through. They got each other's backs out here on Loud. And this is now 2 rounds in a row that SEN have tried something aggro and have been crushed on B. They're not stopping, though, in their control of rubble. They take it within the first 10 seconds, instantly.
Money's not looking too hot here, but they're looking to try and overwhelm, swarm these players with the pistols in hand. Close quarters is what it demands. Near side here, rolling thunder, cuts it up from the side. Luke Shaw, his job is just to try and contain all the way up through and to the side. He's the only one not falling prey to most of this util, but also online, earned up. And second once more, he wants to try and galvanize the round. Even the adjustment and snapback from the rate. Caught unaware for a moment. But you cannot count this Sentinels team out.
1 second got his ult online. You can easily see how that would snowball. But how did he get the first 2?
Ridiculous.
God, they've just blinded up Cowan stuck in a corner. Looks like it's a hand off the keyboard kind of moment. He didn't have a clue what was going on there. Completely bombarded with utility in the back of sight. And a death ball for Sentinel spells death and doom for Loud. These rounds have been going at a breakneck pace.
Yeah, there's no slowing down. Listen, part of the course. C-mount control called for by SEN. They're not going to be going fast off the rip. Just want control.
And Luke Shaw's had this ultimate ever since his phenomenal spray down round over towards B. Round like this would be the time to offload it. Should the execute actually come through.
Smart from Luke Shaw. Inside the smoke for now as well. This is Sentinels just trying to bait out the wall now. We know it's not placed towards here. Luke Shaw's been prioritizing, at least for now, over towards B.
But he's got good information that wasn't just a fake take. It was supposed to be a proper bait out. And meanwhile, look at all of the information that Jazine is getting. Yeah. Showcasing this guy over towards Rubble. He's on an off angle, looking to try to take a fight. But anytime the Viper wall goes up, he's got to be a little bit cautious.
He has 2 years from afar with a fault line held. Drone to clear this, and here's the danger, and here's the stun. So, spring the trap. Pancada now is going to make another go at this one here with a near sight. Lots of targets to choose from here, but Yuto's going to be pushing him back out and wide into the open, and the Salvos is taking out second Kawazine. Just picks up the moment. Takes full control of this here now, and Zelsis and the Wraith left to do it all in a 2v3. Orb down, it's Zelsis looking for partition into the site. We'll stick with the plan. It's not the best of locations, but now that means the pit is online, and that is a win con. Stun. Ricochet's out. Danger zone for Loud here. Looking to navigate around this pit slowly and steadily. This completely changes the game though, and it turns into a game of these timings here. Attempt to punish, denied. Pancada can't lay claim to that kill. Just weaving in and out. TP's in through the back as well, and he's on that high ground perch. As he drops down, just not favored for it in the rate. Having to just absolutely slice them up.
Well, there might have been some questions about Narrate coming out here playing Tejo. It's not something that we normally associate with him. We've seen huge performances from him on the Fade in years past and for this Sentinel team. But he's out here and finds a huge round for Sen to recover this situation after John dropped over towards Rubble.
Nice Marsh!
And rounds 3 and 4 did not go the way of Sentinels, but they have recovered instantly. They did not allow it to knock their confidence one bit. And talking about confident fighting, they might be ready to take another aggro peek towards Rubble. But this round, Zekken doesn't charge headfirst forwards.
It's the same trap play that we saw prior from Loud. If the door gets opened, attempt to trigger it. And here it is, fault line, Salvo's off to the side. They've seen this one, it's a familiar scene, bang! He's barely alive, single digits. John QT just holds down that one avenue.
How'd he survive?
Ensures it, not too sure at all. Just shredded at 2 bits. But Sentinels are the ones who are finding their way forwards. Outlaw shot gone wide and missing, but there's a shotgun to the face. No surviving that. Bloodbath over here towards A Rubble.
The flash just causes Sentinels to be panicked for one moment more. And Luxio, he's recovered a Vandal in the midst of all of this.
He's going re-exploring.
Has just missed the timing though by the look of things. Zekken still holding the angle. And Luke, without the armor, is going to go down immediately there. Very well navigated here from Sentinels. I was worried because it looked like they hadn't really communicated how that had worked last time. We saw Zelsis trigger the same trap play. I thought John was caught dead to rights. Somehow, I think just on the very edge of the salvos manages to stay alive. Salvos do slightly less damage at the edge of it. Right. Gets the ult online, which is going to be useful for this next round. Look at the ults available for round 8. I mean, it's going to be a bloodbath. Loud surely investing everything into this one.
You can see it. I mean, listen, that was potentially a bit of a preview over towards A Rubble of what we're about to see. On this next round, Pancada going hunting. He's not going to be receiving any exits, though. Everybody from Sentinels just sitting nice and pretty over towards Man, so they'll be able to exit with their lives.
Sentinels have been taking some portion of the map early on, but they have been mixing it up between Mound and Rubble. Hard for Loud to get a good read on where exactly they should be stacking if they want to close these rounds out quickly.
Yeah, just trying to be unpredictable.
But this next round is everything for Loud. They're buying up fully. Just jumps the end of that one. Yeah, okay, nothing to see here.
One enemy remaining.
At 3 very unethical buckets, feel like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Did you make how much of that?
You wouldn't understand sports references?
No, I genuinely wouldn't. Me, sports right over my head, mate.
Oh, they're going to take a tactical timeout here, Loud. I'm surprised by this, because surely in the previous eco, they were discussing this round and what to do. This one is so pivotal. If they lose, Loud are forced down onto an eco. They have 3 massive ultimates to work with. Vice, Tejo, Breach. huge round-winning ultimates, any single one of them, and they have 3. You need to invest them, but you need to come up with a game plan that actually gives you the highest chance of success. And maybe this is where we're seeing, you know, not having an IGL on board, or at least Pancada picking it up for, you know, the first time. Maybe not feeling as confident making that call off barrier.
For sure. It's hard, really, honestly, with so many moving pieces into a roster. If you have a set play with ults, I mean, good luck, to be honest. That's one of the things you develop later.
Yeah.
Once you've got a concrete team and you've been scrimming for a while with players that you know.
So what does the defensive setup look like then? The players are in spawn, now scrambling to get into positions that SDK's laid out for them. Both initiators over towards A. But playing over towards tree, so maybe some kind of re-clear. A breach ult re-clear perhaps with Teho ult on top, and Digizine just charges down. Could definitely see it.
Yeah, we're seeing it. 2 years holding full on, I believe, just for the line. The angle potentially, they're just letting loose of all sorts of util right at the beginning here. That's a TP committal. No way, Bang's just all the way in through their spawn. He is isolated. In the midst of this one, he's causing all sorts of confusion. 2 years, 2 years. Onto the timing, and he's just about missed it! Bang! Just pounces and strikes back, and this guy, the Fox in the pen once more.
He's pulling all of this attention towards himself.
Look at him.
And Sentinels will have a free walk into B.
He just misses the timing himself. Listen, swings and roundabouts.
But now there's no smokes. Everybody from Sentinels coordinating to get past that vice wall all at the same time, but pressure's on. They have to fight forwards. They can't just smoke off avenues.
Drone broken early. SEN realise it. Taking up a bit of control now over towards B main onto site. Big ults online. Steel Garden avoided. Armageddon is the next layer of this one. How the hell do you avoid it? You're going to skip forwards instead into Digizine, waiting. Rifle in hand here, and I'll push straight out of the picture. The rate just isolated out of the fight. There's no way he can win that from that spot. Now, Loud so far being tested a few times onto their B retakes. This time, I mean, he had a lot of ults to work with to make it possible, but so far, so good.
It was a bit worrying when Tui's fell, because that's one of those massive ultimates that they had to work with, but now you're talking about it, a bit of a silver lining. And the Vice ult pushed everybody into Blue Room, so that was the only real safe place to play in order to keep your primary weapons online, and that's why the Kawanzin's Teho ult comes down in that area too. Very well coordinated from Loud, and not really the game plan. That wasn't what STK presumably was discussing. Here's a brawl though. They still have that breach ult available, remember. Tui's in a spot where he could use it.
TP seconds all the way in here. This is Loud players corralled. All the way onto the site. Door opens up. That's going to be the fault line layered down. Just an attempt at stall from these Loud players, really, but they're just looking to hold their ground a little bit further. Still suppressed up to Digizine. You dare really overstep yourself here and take this fight. It is actually pretty perfect. Tracks well onto the angle, but he's opened himself up to Zeltis. Instant response from Kawazine. Rolling Thunder now. And you're vulnerable up, yet Kawazine still delivers. Stun ricocheting down to the side, and that's a steady aim and steady hand from Luke Show to stand his ground against the raid into that spot. Sidestep, tip tap. Tui's looking to double up and high-low potentially. They know they've got Bang cornered.
Bang not even realizing that Pancada's coming around behind. That tap of the door does absolutely nothing. They know still which direction he's coming from.
All cleared out. And look at it here. Very much set in stone. It's 2 years. He's holding on to a bit of util. Guns out potentially now. And there it is, faced up into the end. So,
beautiful round again from Luke Show. Just showcasing mechanical brilliance. Digizine too, though. Remarkable to not overstep himself whatsoever in that situation.
oh my goodness.
But this kill, inside the stun and having the patience just to hold it, and Array goes for the swing just a second too early.
That's cold from Luke Shot.
Hoping that he would find their Lucio scrambling, panicking, running away. Instead, Lucio just holds his ground, takes the fight, and wins it out. Narrate 11-3, by the way, so absolutely no slouch of a performance over here from the Sentinels flex player.
A different setup from Loud as well, different look entirely. Moving Luke Show's setup over towards A now, I've had enough of it. Throw it over the top, that's a good connection. Pancada is going to be caught there, but 2E's might attempt to slow them down. He's got that held down now. Fault line has the door open wide, and you've triggered a trap entirely! Digizine! My God, man! No!
He didn't quite have it. He couldn't quite get it under control for the final kill. That would have made for a sick clip. Denied in the end, but all right. Yeah, he can't believe yeah, he just whiffed towards the end, but that's all right. The first four were magical. And this is a really unusual way of playing this setup, but the Paranoia could not have connected better. That was absolutely remarkable from Pancada. All four players caught perfectly within that little cone.
Yeah. I made a reasonable reaction. When you're frying like that, Digizine is on an absolute tear.
Set up perfectly in that round, though, for the 4K. And the pressure back onto Sentinels. It's 5-5 half, but this map can often lend pretty attack-sided, and this is now 3 in a row for Loud. The final 2 rounds are going to be everything. SEN need to be able to navigate these kind of spots. They didn't quite anticipate that level of a trap coming out. Normally, teams are going to have some kind of setup to dodge that. But this composition's pretty all in. I mean, it's not quite like a comp that we would see from G2, for example, where Jorgamo can go forwards on the Yoru and then get out of dodge.
Yeah.
SEN were really more committed there to their positioning over towards Mount.
Well, here's another big group up here. Zelsis is going to be holding down towards B. Implies that they want to potentially pivot into B if they gain control of A rubble. Up the first ask, though, of Sentinels. They're going to be meeting quite a lot of pushback, it looks like.
They might be expecting another siege trap because John's one away from his breach ultimate, but both teams looking like they want to take the clash, take the fight over here on rubble.
Be over the top, man.
And bang, he's a little bit lucky that nobody was fighting that.
I know. Trying to pass out what was happening there. Blue flames in your face. Fault line as the door gets opened wide.
It looks very dangerous, but Loud are not committing to this too early on. Does John feel safe enough to go for this ult orb?
My ult's ready.
B-pivot, I think, is being thought about. Aftershock, no way, Digizine!
Down A.
Just slips his way all the way past this one, and a few stray bullets again. He's there, sighted. There's a collection. Bang follows up. Tiny windows of opportunity that Loud are happy to pounce on.
Yeah, Digizine swung inside of his own team's aftershock there. But Tui, speaking of which, completely caught dead to rights. Bang has been so opportunistic in this round, and he's found them two to get it back into a 3v3.
He'd be quick up towards Heaven as well. He's going to gain some control on through the high ground here. Loud, no choice now but to wait it out. Take this retake together.
Pretty heavy util advantage in favor of Loud. I mean, the Pancada Paranoia is one I'm looking at.
Snakebite is going to be slowing this one down ever so slightly. Still some util being held, and that's no rate taking a fight. Oh, okay. Paranoia held. Ready for the timing, and here it is. Sending it flying forwards here as the three players get into spot. Along with the salvos as well, wide open into the fight. Zelsis! He's done up dirty! Oh my goodness!
He can't be getting away with that. Wide swinging out. He got caught by the utility. The whole point of the retake is to put players like Zelsis into awkward positions there. Pushed way out into a sightline that Loud are already controlling, and a rare whiff from Luke Shaw and Cowanzine. Not able to get the collection, and 3 in a row. Almost doubling the kills that Zelsis has got on board. Final round of the half here. John, he put a heavy emphasis on getting this breach ult online in the previous, and then got caught by Digizine.
Another play to be made, though, towards C-Mount again, just where the bodies are going. Flash potentially, here it is, fault line, glide to the side as well. You have to have a steady aim and a steady hand. Pancada! He's happy to just literally put an end to any sort of funny business. SEN, we're going for, it's ults expended. Roll in front of to no avail from SEN.
Drone is down.
Send that one flying forwards here.
Bit overconfident there from Sentinels. They were so... They just put all of their eggs in the basket that they would be able to collect a fault line and a neon slide.
There.
Put themselves in a really difficult spot. Looking like a 6-6 half.
Smoke in your face. For Sentinels, they're going to be creeping around the map, hoping that they can find a weak spot in the defense of Loud. Snakebite as well, lane claim. Okay, there's a kill with Pancada falling.
That's just the salvos. Caught Pancada out completely. He was holding Paranoia in the back of water. Caught in a bad spot, used the Paranoia, wasted it, died.
Oh, they got their backs to all of this here. There's a timing to be taken. Loud just about missed it. This is Sentinels grouped up. Spike exchanging hands. This is Zelda's one away. They're going to be a pit to play in. Over towards B. Now the B retakes have been good from Lau, but it's an extra element that they might not be accounting for all the way through and to the side. And that is rapid from the rate. He's going for it. John on his side. And Luke Shaw now left to pick up those pieces. With the pit in his face already decayed down to single digits, and he's got an inclination, and he's found it. With the pit drop down now, wide still. It's a steady climb up the mountain. And a hell of a time and a task for Luke Shaw. He's going to try and isolate that fight. Hold on.
Beautiful.
Incredible peek at that.
You have to be smarter
The
than
Now sticking half already. Where's the follow-up? The raid expects it to just be fake info. That is cold. Luke Shaw.
He's remarkable.
Brink, man.
He is so cold out here on the stage. How has he pulled that one out? A 1v3. A spot that Sentinels did such a good job of recovering too from a Pancada getting caught out in the open, having a bit of a nightmare of a half, but Luke Shaw, just miracles. This wide swing is gorgeous. And he saw the salvos coming from Blue Room, realized the Narrate was going to be on the wrap. Outplayed.
6-6 half here. An incredible beginning, really, overall to Lotus. We're going to set it down to the floor. Riv is standing by with a special guest. We've got Redux.
Yes, I am here with Sentinels Qbert Academy. Redux here hanging out in the Riot Games Arena. It's your first time, too. How you enjoying it?
I'm doing good. It's nice studio. And thank you to the fans for having me here. I appreciate it.
Heck yeah, very cool. You guys just had a really big win against Winthrop University. How's the team doing in Challengers?
It's doing good. Still need to be way better for sure. But you know, we're getting there slowly but surely.
All right, I was looking at your agents played list. When am I gonna say Waylay in there? Is it gonna get in the mix? What are you favoring right now, though?
Might see me on some Tail, some Breach. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
coming after John here. John, you better watch out, boss.
I like that. And as I let you go here, what are you thinking for the second half? We just saw Luke Shaw going crazy. He's kind of spicy this series.
Yeah, incredible game here from both of these teams. And Luck XO is he's a monster. He's different. So shout out to him for showing up.
Yeah, Redux, thank you so much for your time, my man. Take care. And we are going to go ahead and throw it back to the casters so they can get back in a game.
Just a phenomenal game that we've had so far. Really just being treated, I think. The fact that we're seeing, you know, Sentinels had a few weeks underneath them now as well to solve a lot of their issues. They're looking like they're in very good form. And honestly, the same could be said for Loud, honestly, with the introduction of the fella that was just mentioned there in the interview. Luke Shaw has just been dominant.
He's been an absolute monster. He's been so tough for any team he's played against to get a handle on. And yet Loud still find themselves 0-3. Still find themselves a map down in this. And it's a 6-6 half that they've had to claw themselves back into. They've won 4 of the last 5 rounds. But some of them with, again, miraculous play.
Yeah.
That final 1v3 was something you won't see very often, and yet Luke Shaw has been pulling them out. Digi picks up the Sheriff to work with here to start out on the attacking round. Second looking to try to find a timing to re-clear.
Sliders of angles here, just a shoulder poking out to Jazim facing that shot, and here's a little bit of a play that was cooked up earlier as well. Still trying to swing into that one. It's going to be reinforcements. Loud arriving onto the scene of the crime.
Cowanzine actually used the salvos, but I think Sentinels were just about to overextend themselves. Might have ended up working against him there. Fast pivot called, but not quick enough. Bang and John, I think you're here in time to defend this.
Yeah, smoke's already up into their faces.
So really what you've got is a bit of a stalemate here. Zeka maintains a bit of info over towards A, and Loud, with a minute on the clock, have still just got to take stock, think about where they want to go. And you see here on the pistol that Luke has bought both Thorns. So he's got crazy stall potential against Sentinels if he can get into a position and use both of these.
Here's the stomping. He knows that someone's on the case. Already smoke's going to be propped up into their face. So Thorn's broken. Not going to be slowed down here. Puts a bit of extra threat the Sentinels could be playing for this one. It's a TP up close into heaven. Trying to take these fights straight to them. Loud. Regaining control of this one as the doors open wide. No corner clearance, I should say. Bang, though. Sees one of his own. Going to start an attempt to try and float all the way back in through this one. Bang. He's quick with the trades on top of it. Still Loud. And every single option really accounted for there.
Another spot on the attack side where Loud go back over to Luke Shaw's position. The rookie finds them an opening, an avenue into B. And Zelsis completely got the wrong read on what was happening there. When Zekken got killed over towards Heaven, he just assumed that nobody would still be holding on towards B main. Assumed that everybody on the pistol round had pushed forwards to take aggressive positions. So they were ready, they were waiting. And all of the early momentum in this game, it feels gone for Sen. There's been a streak of rounds for Loud.
The damage and the punish. It's a cheeky play overall from Sentinels, looking to see if they can do anything at all with classics in hand.
Luke with a ghost on the flank. He's taken down Zelsis.
He's going to be pushed and pressured, at least off to the side here. A lot of bullets flying his way. He'll attempt to stay alive as well, just to buy as much time as possible. Loud just looking all the way towards the A site.
And Loud, because of their purchase, they're allowed a couple of deaths in this. They don't mind too much if Luke Shaw and Pancada die, or even some of the others, as long as they're able to recover rifles.
Just holding it down.
Cover going out.
Damage done by Sen. It would be ideal for them here, but just lying in wait as well inside these smokes, probably waiting for the time to tick down at this point. Loud to go in aggro. Clearing out towards Heaven, but...
Yeah, just looking at die spike at this point by the look of things.
yeah.
It's not like they're particularly denying any specific individual. I suppose 2Es would be the closest to being able to get one of these big ults online, but Sen just trying to stay alive.
No,
or
Luke's just going for
rather,
it.
specifically die in the way that they choose.
Luke Shaw, he's gone hunting. They denied in the end. Vitally important though, playing against a team. Attack side Lotus, as you said, you know, listen, it can be snowballing.
It can be really snowballing.
You want to try and get rid of those ults, or at least deny them the ability to snowball.
I think we're going to see this ball on the flank a fair amount. Zelsis likes to try to get a read on what the attackers are doing, but Luke has just been so excellent at holding the opposite side of the map for Loud. Every single map he goes to.
Let's go.
I can't imagine that this would be any exception. Clash here, both teams wanting to fight for mount control.
Flash on a salvos all going to be used. Try and approach, and okay, just clearing away as well, making sure that there's no even fight to be taken.
That's a massive utility advantage that Loud just got out of that. Not much of the breach util drawn out, but a paranoia gone.
Straight up, quick pivot all the way over towards A. Now we're getting a move on.
There.
Hear the rumbling of footsteps. Zelsis trying to lay claim to this site. He needs some backup. It is arriving just in time, just in case it is real presence. But they pulled so much util out. He's got nothing in the back pocket to slow this one down. Fuel timing's down, just trying to dodge and juke this timing to be taken. Paranoia, though, is good, connects. For Loud themselves are finding it difficult. But they're going to have to look towards A. They have no B main control for a quick pivot through the blue room. If they do it, it's ever so risky. Plant down now. No pushback. Off angle. Jump spotted around, and the stun connects. I believe onto both of the players. Yet Tajazim was slowed down himself as an aftershock out wide. Loud. They know exactly what to expect. Flushing these players out wide, but not anticipating the drop down there from John. Still up from the top. That's a quick trade indeed by Kawazine.
Very well handled in this round from Loud.
Yeah.
Dijazine just going for the walkout through tree. Takes the risk, finds that the site is completely open. And then beautiful clear onto pit. Like you said, I think there was a bit of a team stun in the middle of that, but it didn't matter because the aftershock came through afterwards. Has been impressive, the way that Loud have been playing today. Considering they're bringing it to one of the teams that went to Masters Bangkok. Representative from Americas. And, you know, all of this after making a lot of roster changes recently and changing their IGL, changing the role that 2Es is playing. And it's not like his util has been bad.
Now, 2 years has really taken quite well. I mean, listen, he's been sat at the bottom of the scoreboard, of course, but it's about the setup, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, see him, he's empowering Dijazine a lot.
Pancada had like 1 kill for so much of the first half.
Yeah.
But he was still getting really good util usage. It's like that they may be overloading their bandwidth slightly by trying to think about how to play the game as optimally as they can. So maybe some of that attention isn't able to be put onto the crosshairs, but they do have a stacked roster. It's not like you actually need Pancada and 2Es playing the best we've ever seen them in order for this squad to have a lot of firepower. That's one of the things that Loud have just in buckets is firepower from this roster.
Abundance of it.
And Sentinels, they are in a rough spot right now. Loud put together 3 really nice rounds to start off this attack half. They've immediately grasped control.
I mean, if you're looking at the timeline, it's, what is that? Last 8 rounds? Only one's been won by Sen.
Yep.
So that's what you're seeing, the timeout taken off here. This is all the wind in the sails are Loud. They're looking to take it to the finish line of Lotus, bring us to Haven.
And remember, this was a map where we've seen the success from Loud in the past and not exactly been Sentinel's home ground. You'd be looking more towards maps like Split for that. Recently, Haven, I feel like the Haven performance against EG was remarkably good, but it's tough to tell when you play against EG. Don't mean to throw shade to have them catch a stray in the middle of this, but it's tough to rate them, or rate teams that play against them. Zekken has a hero rifle, and if Sen ever needed a hero, it would be here. The slow siege on the attack side has not been going their way.
Yeah, tiptoeing around here. They want Zekken as that point of contact. Hoping to set up a bit of a trap play as well, contacting most of the way. That's Pancada receiving the brunt of it. Zelsis is really overextending any sort of advantage that they're hoping to lay claim. And Lucio.
He's so good at mopping up space when he knows it's uncontested.
Yeah.
He just takes it and so rarely gets punished.
Very good level of awareness from the newcomer to the Loud squad. TP up to the top. Missing the timing, but seeing the legs and yeah. He's going to be chopping them off at the knees.
Zekken, maybe with an Avenue actually here to take some kind of fight and narrate.
Hey,
that's just blind.
Yep.
He knows the Pancada was up there.
Didn't reposition 2 years, sticking that plan down.
If Quarantine gets caught, the round has a different flavor to it. He's really got to keep his position up here.
Yeah, Zekken though, he's making moves already. We're towards it with stun, blind, spots Kawazine out. No, he's there. 1 bullet fired towards him. What is that? Can't quite control the rifle into his hands though, so... yeah, okay. Whenever we see the gun in Zekken's hands, you're going to think there's some danger towards it, but at this point now, okay, it's 10-6, Loud. And that timeout taken by Sen, this is the round that it was looking towards.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot from Zekken, but that's all it is, one shot.
Yeah.
Whereas you're looking at the other side, and Loud have got 2 players. Lucio at 20 kills, Dejazine at 19 kills. Both of them with double the next highest on the scoreboard. Kanzine at 9, Pancada 7, 2 is 4. And they are the 1-2 punch that is knocking Sentinels out here on Lotus.
Loud forced into a bit of a slower pace, I think. Just the nature of the comp that they're playing against, so not willing to make too many mistakes off the rip.
Bang's job is to draw out as much util as possible here. Get early information.
Doesn't break the jam.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
It's going to evacuate entirely. So not suppressed up, Loud going to be taking control of C-Mount.
And there is no help coming early. He is dead alone right now.
Triple flank occurring. I mean, it's a steel guard and it's going to be easily Sank giving up and over towards Loud. Instead, Sen opting all in very much this 3 players working their way in through the flank. There's a wall. It's going to be signifying a lot of when that time is to be taken.
And you get to see the reaction here from Loud. Do they flip it? Do they all fight with Dejazine? Or do they go back and reinforce Mound? 4 players looking to fight Mound.
The rate's been left behind as well. That door's going to be opened up. There's an aftershock into the corner, but the stun is good. Even better than that! Come play into the hands of Zelsis. This is a complete mop-up, one would say here. Leave it just to Dejazine, but those boxes are not much in the way of cover.
They had a one-way over towards spawn. Dejazine had full information over towards spawn. And Loud made the decision there to go back and fight the flank. They committed resources to it. There were 4 bodies there. And yet they could not stop the flood of Sentinels pouring in through Mound and Door. Ooh. A great 2K from Zelsis, but also all set up with the breach utility. Nice! 10-7. Super important round to get on the board there for Sentinels. And that's going to fire them up, make them believe that it's all doable. But that was on the retake. They haven't really been able to stop Loud. But once again, they're going for a similar kind of thing. This is
Very
looking
similar.
So similar to the previous round. but with more of a focus, you could argue, towards B main in case Pancada or Luxio are looking to try to lurk up there.
Coming through.
Smoke's going to be renewed here, but a spam again. Bang is hoping that he can hunt down the drone itself, but it tags up onto him.
So that means no smoke, no paranoia that he could potentially be throwing out.
No follow-up, though, from Loud. They weren't really eager to take control towards it. Another drone for the mid-round information. We're at the minute mark now, and Luxio has usually been the player to try and lurk his way up. Celtics is way ahead of most of this one here, but Util a little bit better now, and there's that return. Spotting all those bodies, making the call. An immediate attempt to try and pivot over towards C once more. Bang, looking to redeem himself, but just caught into the corner. There's no escaping that.
Loud with the player advantage, but they did get caught in a situation like this before. Do they know that there's nobody on the flank? Pancada is holding that position in a really deep angle this time, and they got to hear it right now. The stampede coming through, the flash and the peek.
In through the back as well. Slowly picking away this Sentinels retake. No smoke as well to obfuscate this one. It's planted for Mount on top of it.
Yeah, it's a slam dunk for Loud. They have Breach Ultimate, they have Aftershock. Salvos are going to be coming back online. It's unlosable.
We're trying to clear most of this here, but as we've already mentioned, there's no safe avenue or angle whatsoever. That's a rolling punter. Silver lining at the end of the day for Sen, but for Loud, they're just focused on getting up to that 11th round.
And they certainly will. The punish this time onto Bang. A little bit more decisive than it was in the prior. The Jazine ran in knowing that there would be no contest.
Go ahead.
I'm just loving watching Luxio in these kind of spots. The whole point of Sentinel's defenses in this round is find Luxio, run him down, and then we can focus on the retake, and he still takes one with him.
Yeah.
He still finds an opportunity to keep it into a 4v4, and then when Bang falls on the opposite side, it's kind of game over already.
Almost always feels like the case.
Zekken picks up the operator. I don't think DG was doing very much upping on defense himself. So this is one of the first times we're seeing it.
Another attempt over towards A here from Loud. And a TP into the opposite direction. Wait a second, it's a full commit. Second, I think he's heard it. And he potentially has put a movement. Oh my goodness! Happy feed indeed to Paranoia to try and push them back entirely, but Pancada has been to pick two pieces. Bang! Supplemented, a bit of fire blindly into the smoke! And he follows up entirely. The pivot is called for, but steady aim and a steady hand from John QT. Finally shuts down this rookie player who's been running rampant with the lurks.
That was a mad play from Zekken. He used confusion on his opponent. Super effective. He was just running around, sliding in and out. Pancada didn't know what to do. He teleported away straight to his death.
Yeah.
And now, too, he's looking like he's going to head into this high-low setup. This was the point of having the operator over here to begin with, was to reinforce Bang and make sure that the Jazine was going to run into a nasty surprise if he did try to run down Sentinel's Omen player. Pivoting around the map, too, he's just doing what he can. Seems unlikely he would even get up to another Breach Ultimate, to be honest, by the end of the map, but that's what he's going for. But in a 1v5, he's not going to have too much success.
No.
But this one does not feel super replicable. Pancada just kind of sent himself into spawn and, in some sense, was unlucky not to come away with a kill.
Yeah, I can kind of understand the
10
idea by
seconds
Loud.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of teams do that.
So they rubble fight, you're trying to force the, rotation, I suppose, from Zekken.
Yeah, and also, you're just looking to pinch the C players. You're supposed to put as much pressure as you can onto somebody like Bang, and then as he runs backwards, he's getting caught by an Omen in spawn. It can be a really effective way of executing onto C, but I mean, you look what happened. Pancada's brain just got fried. He was like, what on earth is this weird Neon player doing? Teleported away. He got scared. He teleported away straight to his death. But now that it actually becomes a bit of a challenge for Zekken to figure out what to do with this off. Because he's given away that he's played it last round on C.
Yeah.
Do you just go for the same thing again?
I'm a fan of shoring up the C approach. Bang's been holding this one alone with just the one way, and he's been getting caught out with a stun, can't quite break Stealth Drone when it was heading towards him.
Again, the idea here is that Bang is the bait, and if the Jazine takes the bait and starts to run him down, Zekken's got to cover it with the op. And they have been trying to stop Luxio from doing this the whole game.
Off angle. Narrate's ready for it this time.
One of the first times we've seen him punished.
Becoming quite predictable to a degree here. There's going to be that drone is broken in time. Fault line actually does connect onto both.
yeah, Zeken's got to make sure he doesn't get caught by that. If there was a real follow-up there, both of the SEN players could easily be caught dead to rights.
What? Where you pulled that one from, Kawazine?
Filthy.
Quick reactions.
But it's John jiggle peeking that's going to see this.
Sees it.
Has fault line, aftershock, breach ultimate. So many tools to stop this B finish.
Stunning his ace, and well, okay, this is going to be laying siege now over towards this B site. Like you said, though, still got that rolling thunder. Now is the time to strike. He hears it. He's committing it into the plant, doesn't get it off. It's perfectly timed at that. There's a stun at the feet of Digizine, and the aftershock as well pushed them right out into the open. Prime for the taking is the lives of Loud, and still tip-tap to the side instant with the trade. John, it's been good for it right now. In the playmaker, up into the hands of Bang, though. Will slow down how fast he can really hope to play this one. The smoke propped up into your face, Pancada.
Kawanzine's had a good reposition here.
King, paranoia, forwards, dash forwards as well, and that TP off to the side as well. You're cutting it up, causing a little bit more confusion into the fight. Kawazine onto that high ground approaches to Salvos as well, and he reveals his hand at that still. Heads on a swivel from the Sentinels players. A lot of angles to watch for, a lot of angles indeed, but Bang, he's got it well trained, well versed with it, and a quick attempt tapping away with a rifle from Kawazine, not enough to make the right moves. It's 11-9. Sentinels are clawing back the necessary rounds.
And the details are there, right? The Rolling Thunder was perfectly timed from John Cutie. Stops the plant from going down perfectly, and then Zeken swaps weaponry with Bang so that Zeken can start that retake, get in off the back of the aftershock, get the denial on the plant, and then Bang throws down a smoke and holds an angle.
Good job.
Loud taking a tactical timeout here, the second of the game. And despite the fact that they've been pretty broadly in control for the middle of this map, this will be the last timeout available to both of these coaches. Round 21, they get them back in OT if we end up over there.
Yeah.
And at this point, it feels like that's the kind of direction we're headed.
Loser's bonus is going to be in full swing for Loud. Might be able to scrap together a bye if they end up losing this one, but there is a lot of importance on it because steadily but surely, SEN are catching up to you.
I think the operator is going to start becoming a bit of an albatross around their neck. It's tough to find enough good defensive game plans with the op that don't just involve you giving up a bunch of space at the start of the round. You still do want to challenge over some spots and use the neon stuns and fight. So I don't think Zeken can start all of these rounds with the operator in his hands. You see here that John actually begins the round with the op. It's going to get a little bit awkward. Because you've got to be varying up these defensive setups. You can't just be running the same thing over and over.
It's going to be another bloodbath. We'll see if it's opted into on either side.
If John opens the door and hits a shot with the op, that's just ridiculous value from your breach.
Could happen. Here it is. Barriers are dropping. We'll see it. The util's going to be layered down just in time, and indeed it is. Loud are trying to fake like they are just lurking. Just Luke Shaw was the one who threw out a bit of that util. Pit to deal with as well for Loud. Out towards C.
But they have left Bang here.
Inserted. And he's alone as well, so might be able to find...
Well, John is coming back over, but he doesn't really have a weapon to be able to fight with. So John would be swinging to trade with an op. It's weird, it's awkward.
Yeah. Fault line's going to be narrowly avoided here, but the drone still needs to be taken care of. It's cleared the way, mostly. Not quite. They didn't even break it. That's a big tag onto multiple players. Dodge of the flash on top of it. Loud are sticking around for this one, looking like they want to try and square up and posture. Potentially out with the shoulders, and that's Bang. Head taken clean off. Wall's going to be dropping. John onto the angle, onto this line with the operator into your hands to see what you can possibly do, but he doesn't want to re-peek into it, and there's an off angle for you. Narrate. Getting a bit of a read in terms of how they're playing. Maybe not the intended target, but going to be happy with the kill nevertheless. 4v4 now. Salvo's out wide, and it's getting personal here, and it's getting tricky for Zeken. No gun out to really try and take that fight in time, but Narrate's still holding it up. On for the high ground here. There's an Armageddon, and slow down! He's missed the timing onto it. Wanted to try and get his own ult off in time, but it's been narrowly avoided. Just dodged to the side. This is Loud in control. Digizine holding it down, just spots it. Perfect with a crosshair placement. Let's see if he can claim another! Was it ever in doubt?
John really did find it so awkward in that round, roaming around with an op that he couldn't use to trade anybody else. Loud get themselves up to 12. And I think SEN, they're kind of done with that experiment. What an opening from Digizine as well, just ripping off Bang's head towards Rubble. Came around the corner and slapped bang.
That's Loud up to 12.
Still being powered by the 1-2 punch of Dejazine and Luxio.
Once more. How this one goes. Slowly. Loud not really opting into using too much util here, but Dejazine might just be sent flying forwards anyway. Rumble controllers essentially given up freely. And John QT's alone, isolated out towards tree. There's going to be that stun, ricocheting. And now, John's on a bit of an island. He needs a bailout fun right now here. And it's going to be Zeltis still dropped in a moment's notice. Narrate from the top. Ropes has just handled it adequately. More so than that, I would say. It's a 4v2 now for Sentinels.
They did handle this chaos remarkably well. Pancada and Tui's are completely stuck. These are the two bottom fraggers for Loud today. At least in this map especially. And they've got to try to pull off a 2v4. Tough situation for them.
Yeah, we'll see.
Dude, Narrate got into that position to help out his teammates so wonderfully. And taking the walk up towards stairs. Crossfire here between Zekken and Narrate. Zekken and John, pardon me.
30
Doesn't
seconds
seem
left.
possible.
No. Bang just right from behind there. Oh, yeah. Bullets flying forward. Still a lot of damage, but surely going to see the collection yet with the damage done prior.
Nice adjustment of the defensive setup here. Zeltis with that orb over towards A. Has the snake bite to work with. And then he and John moving forwards around all of the different obstacles on the A side. Just getting themselves into positions. See here how quickly Narrate and Bang actually with his ultimate came in to reinforce.
OT.
Feels doable but difficult. Loud have generally had some good ideas on their attack sides, and sometimes the eco rounds are the ones you've got to be most careful of.
Yeah, Loud up the gut. 5 players, bit of presence being showcased. Luxio, of course, wants to be that straggler, and here it is, ult offloaded. We're going to see it overdrive, facing forwards into the blue room as well, and many targets, but cut away your guns, and there's not too much bite left to the task. Already out wide though, there's traces in your face, and Tui's able to at least lay claim just 2-1, but he's again isolated, and there's presence on every single front here from Sen.
Do not count Luxio out though.
He's able to work magic in moments like this, but still, surely you got to think it's undoable. It's a high-low setup. Bit of spam into the corner. Luxio just eager to see if he can force these players out wide. Bang shuts it down. 12-11 now. One more chance here for Loud.
They got a Vice ultimate to be able to work with. This round was all on Dejazine, and he got shut down to the max. Multiple stuns in his face. Peho drone suppressing him. This round could be fairly simple. Take a look at the minimap. Loud have got an open road straight through to the A site. Sentinels looking to do a B crunch, but Pancada with his teleport, with his ultimate, plenty of opportunities to get away from this.
Should be able to escape, and yeah, they're not hiding their intent. Pancada stands his ground. He was rooted to the spot, but that should be a quick reaction indeed from Loud. Loud for the taking.
Forced into A, forced to play to Sentinel's tune and Sentinel's tempo. And John might have an opportunity as he roams around the map to get the ult orb. He did. He got the ult orb over towards C. That gets him the breach ult online. A massive tool for this retake.
I see it preemptively though. Tui's also earns himself up to the rolling thunder. There's a lot of ults online. This clash is going to be monumental to decide potentially the entire series. Lined up right here. Util's going to be extended. Exchanged up towards the high ground. Here's the rolling thunder, and here's the steel garden. Lay it all the way out forwards. It's a bit of a denial of the space. It goes both ways here. Stalemate is called for, but only for a moment. Tempered and eager to draw blood. Kawazine will not be denied from the perch, but finally with those trades, it's rapidly Sentinels collapsed upon. Loud doing all the damage in the world, and Zeltis is left to do it even more. He can't get it done. Map 3. We will be heading to Haven.
And the game is delivering, just as it did towards kickoff. Fantastic back and forth between these two teams. What an individual performance as well from Dejazine and Luxio. Having so many moments. I mean, especially towards the end, DG. Just turning up, popping off, over 300 ACS towards the end of this game.
It's unbelievable in terms of the form these individuals have Loud